Terry Duffy, the CEO in charge of the CME Group's COMEX NYMEX futures markets, has recently been doing victory laps on podcast interviews and in major media TV channel segments, essentially dunking on the ongoing FTX and SBF cryptocurrency exchange failure. This week, in perhaps one of the more bizarre Freudian slips, Terry Duffy basically blurted to Tucker Carlson and viewers that were listening that he
Well, I don't know where Gary Gensler was, but my regulator at the CFTC, I
bribes the CFTC, the supposed regulator of the futures commodity derivatives markets in the USA.
But my regulator at the CFTC, I bribe.
As someone involved in business would. Why did none of the regulators do that? Where was Gary Gensler?
Well, I don't know where Gary Gensler was, but my regulator at the CFTC, I bribe. I asked them, why in the world are you invoking the Commodity Exchange Act, Section 5, Paragraph B?
Yeah, no, that's not a deep fake clip, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we all just heard that right. My regulator at the CFTC, I bribe. Oh, man. There was no follow-up question from Fox's Tucker Carlson regarding Terry's bizarre bribery blurt out. In the comments section and show notes below, I'm going to leave the interview's source link and other past videos we've done regarding the sordid history of COMEX, CFTC, and even other things Terry Duffy has said publicly over the years. Now, on a brighter note, to our U.S. citizenry and USA viewership out there, we wish you all a happy Thanksgiving week. If you are still actively acquiring a prudent position of physical gold and silver bullion, be sure to check out our Black Friday deals at the moment. And keep an eye ahead for coming Cyber Monday deals to follow while inventory and supplies last.
Hello there, on behalf of SDBullion.com, this is James Anderson with a quick SD Bullion market update. Before we go further, please smash the like button so other sound money stackers can also see this content.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel for continued SD Bullion market updates with entertaining bullion market related news and insightful information to come.
After another year of stealthy, undetectable silver redistribution, this holiday season, I'm turning over a new leaf. And I'm gonna get into that holiday spirit of generosity, and I'm gonna give away some silver. And thanks to SD Bullion's holiday collection, I can give away silver that matches both the holiday season and my budget. Hey, Sebastian, I'm getting into the holiday spirit a little early this year, and I got you something.
Steve, you shouldn't have. Silver? You know, I've actually been wanting to start investing in silver.
I can't believe you do this. I mean, you're a swell.
Steve?
Well, there's always next year. The SD Bullion Holiday Collection. Get it before it's gone.
Holiday shortened trading for major precious metals markets this week. The spot silver price climbed slightly higher to close the week around $21.50 an ounce, with the gold spot price barely moving beyond $17.55 an ounce. The gold-silver ratio fell a bit with silver's outperformance versus gold this past week. The GSR is currently just below 82. The West African nation of Ghana is apparently planning to buy oil with physical gold instead of fiat US dollars, in a signal that major commodity trading in markets is slowly changing in big ways. The article reads, Ghana's government is working on a new policy to buy oil products with gold rather than US dollar reserves, Vice President said on Facebook on Thursday. The move is meant to tackle dwindling foreign currency reserves coupled with demand for dollars by oil importers, which is weakening the local cedi and increasing living costs. Ghana's gross international reserves stood at around $6.6 billion at the end of September 2022, equating to less than 3 months of imports cover. That is down from around $9.7 billion at the end of last year, according to the government. If implemented as planned for the first quarter of 2023, the new policy, quote, will fundamentally change our balance of payments and significantly reduce the persistent depreciation of our currency, unquote. Using gold would prevent the exchange rate from directly impacting fuel or utility prices, as domestic sellers would no longer need foreign exchange to import oil products, he explained. Quote, the barter of gold for oil represents a major structural change. The proposed policy is uncommon. While countries sometimes trade oil for goods or commodities, such deals typically involve an oil-producing nation receiving non-oil goods rather than the opposite. Ghana produces crude oil, but it has relied on imports of refined products since its only refinery shut down after an explosion in 2017. The vice president's announcement was posted as Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta announced measures to cut spending and boost revenues in a bid to tackle a spiraling debt crisis. So, to illustrate the size of this proposal, essentially Ghana would be trading about 25 times the roughly 1 metric ton of gold you see here in 2023 in order to buy energy, allegedly. And one look at Ghana's fiat currency, and you can see silver and gold spot prices in that fiat currency have been climbing walls of late and moving in a manic fashion straight up. So anyone who was holding gold or silver in Ghana is stored value while the cedis is obviously depreciating rapidly. Following up on the forecasted major silver supply deficit of nearly negative 200 million troy ounces of demand outstripping silver supplies in this year 2022. This interesting chart was floating around on Twitter last week, and for silver bullion bulls out there like myself, I find it interesting. The top portion is obviously the ongoing silver spot price action since late 2003 all the way until about a week ago. The bottom half of this chart appears to be measuring drawdowns on a percentage basis of underlying COMEX silver warehouse stockpiles vanishing, thanks much in part to outsized demand overwhelming new supplies mined in or recycled over the past few years. Look back at the peak of the 2008 global financial crisis in the fall. In early December, back when seemingly endless QE bailouts began, you can see how back then there was roughly 95 weeks or nearly 2 years of time in which COMEX's silver stockpiles got drained from the system. Basically setting up a situation in late 2010 into early 2011 where the spot silver price ran from low 18 an ounce in late August 2010 to nearly 50 an ounce by the end of April 2011. Is it possible the silver market is setting up for another major run to the upside to come? This past weekend, I spoke with Wall Street Silver Channel, and please keep in mind, folks, I don't make up their video titles or their screen caps, but I will leave a link to that interview below as well in the show notes and comments section. You can go check it out if you want to hear more about the massive silver supply deficit this year and dwarfing last year's 2021 silver supply deficit. And that's going to be all for this shortened holiday week. I'm thankful to you all out there and for our SD Bullion channel and team. As always, take great care of yourselves and those you love.
If you enjoyed this content, be sure to give our video a thumbs up. To keep getting bullion-related news and industry insights, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Finally, hit that alert button so you know when we publish fresh content.